Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Riff. It is a tower defense. I'm not going to call it a roguelite, but it has kind of those elements in it. But it's a tower defense game where you're fending off waves of shadow creatures that are trying to destroy your core tower, something like that. And I played the demo for this a little while ago, loved it, but it was like 15-20 minutes long, and I'm like, but the developers have kindly reached out and sponsored a video, which I have a much beefier version to dive into. So I should mention that the demo for this is available now on Steam, and is, as far as I can tell, fairly substantial. So it should have a lot more time, a lot more stuff to it. So if you want to sink your teeth in, just follow the link in the description below. Let's see, so build your base camp tower. Yeah, tower. So pick your towers, select all three. So I don't have a choice on this one. Choices are major. Okay, so build a tower here. So we can do a slower, an outpost, or a mortar. We might as well do an outpost. Let's see, juice is used for buildings. If you notice, 8, 4, and 10, so we do not have enough. Let's see, with enough juice you can build towers before even during waves, can't do anything else. So let's pump the juice. I feel like I'm not a good guy here. If we're pumping the juice and we're fighting these like weird shadow creatures, that's usually not a good sign. Okay, let's get a slower here, maybe. There we go. Yeah, it's a very good spot for a slower. And you know what? No, I'll set it up here. Let's get another outpost. Just to be able to kind of clonk things in these spots. I love the simplicity of this. It, like how to describe it? The pixel art almost makes me think of low poly artwork, which I'm a huge fan of low poly 3D models. And so anything that even like has kind of a semblance of that instantly catches my attention. I'm curious about this kind of tower defense placement. It's something that was, I would probably credit to, say, Thronefall, or probably Thronefall, where you have like set anchor points that you can build towers and whatnot on. And I think the first time I encountered a game with these like limited placement points, I was a little frustrated because I was just like, no, but I want to be able to control what I put and where, and this feels unsatisfying. Now I'm just kind of like, nope, I'm cool with this. I like the limitation because, once again, choices matter. Being forced to make a decision of like, what do I place and where, that can actually feel really good to me. Okay, I can return the juice and refund a tower to get a new one. But in this case, I very much do not want to do that. I think if I were to do this again, maybe I'd consider swapping the mortar. What's its range? Range is pretty good. I'd consider swapping this with the mortar. Maybe? Maybe. No, I think this is fine. We want that single target damage. Scenario completed. So pick up the prism. And enter the rift. Buy turret tower here. So fires at monsters in rapid succession. Alright. That costs us one thing, and you can now unlock this path. How? Click on it. Okay, now into the next rift. So if I get another one of these, I can buy a sniper tower. This is heavy damage and a massive range, but fires at a painfully slow rate. Alright, scenario fireball. Groups of tiny monsters fear your blasting artillery. And I think I have a limited number of towers to bring with me into this one. Ooh. Okay, so let's start with this. So pick your towers. I only get 3. Enemies in the scenario. Sparky. Weak little buggers do decent damage. Usually show up in groups. A P. Healthy floating balls that do solid damage to anything that generates juice. And Beam. Weirdly resilient sticks. Does heavy damage. Okay, so at the very least, we definitely want the turret. I think I'm going to do turret, slower, and mortar. I think we skip the outpost. I don't know if it's practical, but I think that's what we want. I have just enough space. Let's get a turret there. Let's see. So if I put a slower here, it would slow things as it comes around the corner. It's not a bad idea. Otherwise, I could put a slower here. Probably not as good of coverage. I don't want to do a mortar without a slower. So I think I want to put slower here. Putting a slower here almost would be practical as well. I think I'm gonna go with a slower. We'll see what happens. And not too much damage yet. Alright, let's get the mortar, since that's going to have pretty much full coverage of the entire map. And I could potentially put like another slower here. Yeah, that's the trick. What do we want to do? Okay, so we do have the bigger chunkers. I don't think there's much I can do about it. I guess let's get a turret here. And then set up to get another turret here. As soon as we can get the juice. Juice. Juice? Juice. There we go. Okay, so the big guys aren't a problem yet. This is looking honestly very good so far. And I'll probably get another mortar here. Not that the mortars are particularly good against the big guys, but there's just so many things coming through that seems like a good spot. So do I put a slower there, or do I put it here? Trick question, I think we do both. The reason why we want to put these slowers here is so that they really stack up. If you notice, these guys are pretty spread out when they're going solo. But if they're all stacked up like this, the sploders will, or the mortars will just do horrendous damage to them. I really like this music. Let's see. I think I'd probably just put a turret. So I was thinking turret and mortar. But I'll probably just put a turret there just for some extra damage so we can soften these things up. Because the sticks are going to be kind of stinky for me. Oh, the mortars just do nonsense damage to them. So eventually I also get the ability to upgrade my towers, but we have to put some points into that first. Wow, this worked out fabulously. This is going to hurt a smidge. But not that bad. Nice. God, I love tower defense games. I don't know, there's just something about it. Tower defense in general, I think is probably my favorite genre of game. Just, yeah. My only problem is the tower defense, requires unlocking sniper. Yeah, we're still kind of in the tutorial zone at the moment. That's fine. Okay, so this would be Obelisk. Takes hits from raging monsters. Monsters only attack base camp and generators. Ignore this tower. Ah. That's okay. Can't afford it at the moment anyway. Alright, so this is definitely sniper map, probably. Let's take a look. Oh, that's the sniper spot. Both of these are. I'm really curious about these things. But yeah, let's, oh, right, we have to get the tower down. So we do have Sparkies, we have Peas, we have Hounds. Tough to kill, does solid damage, moves straight to base camp. Okay, well, we want the sniper for sure. I think I'm going to do the slower and the turrets. The blasters are good, but I think given the situation...
Oops, again.
Let's just go with that. This could be inadvisable. I don't know how fast these things fire. But my hope is to get a turret here. There we go. And then if I have just enough juice, we can get a slower here. There we go. Yeah, this is probably just going to be a spot where I get a boatload of slowers. Probably get some more snipers up in here, even if they're a bit pricey. I think first and foremost, though, we get one more turret. I could consider getting like a third turret over here. But I think, honestly, considering everything, we might want snipers. But yeah, to finish my thing about tower defense games, I love tower defense games. They're extremely fun. There's so much you can do with them. Many developers don't, and that sucks. And so, I crave tower defense games that do something different in some way, shape, or form. I mean, really not much for it. We just want to get another sniper, I think. These are the swarmers. Yeah, I think going for the Spitfire towers is the way to go. I wonder if I could actually get these so that they target different structures, because, oh yeah, this is a problem. The sticks are getting through. It's not too much of an issue. Yeah, I think the most practical thing is probably just more snipers. Kind of. I think I'm gonna get one of these. In fact, I think that's exactly what I do. We already have a bunch of snipers. The main thing is we need to be able to preemptively take out some of the little guys so my snipers aren't shooting for the... so my snipers aren't shooting for the little guys as well. And so the easiest way we do that is probably getting slowers down. And some shooters. Probably just put that there. And then another turret. There we go. But yeah, so for this game's case, as far as doing something new, just the fixed hard points and making decisions, limiting you really hard of like, oh, you can only bring 3 towers with you. Which ones do you want to bring with? I don't know. It's been done in other games, but here it makes it feel a little bit more impactful. I'm sure it's going to get more impactful as we get further in and have more options and whatnot. I'm definitely feeling the lack of the blast tower, but I'm not sure where I would have put them. Maybe I would have swapped out the Spitfires for some artillery, is like the consideration. Maybe. Let's get more snipers. I'm really curious about these, like, thread things. I would have assumed they would have been, like, something new I could interact with. But it's clearly something I've got to upgrade later. Yeah, the orbs take some serious killing. But they're not a problem. We seem to be doing well. And that was it. Oh, of course, this is how we get out of here. I'm also digging this tutorial. It gave me like a very little bit of hand-holding of like, oh, you have to do this. But then otherwise it's very much just left me entirely to my own devices. Hey, allows you to pick 4 towers when playing. Nice. Okay, Vandal. Fierce groups of monsters dislike artificial structures. Obtainable 2 this time around. Okay, so this upcoming monster has a rage icon. Raging monsters attack all towers. Inspect monster rifts for more info. Alright. Oh, so I can actually see, like, greater details. So worm attacks all towers. Worm, weak, tiny worms, usually shows up in large numbers. Ooh. Stingy, sturdy monsters that deal solid damage, and then severely dangerous and hardy monsters. I don't think we're going to want this slower, so let's do turret and sniper, I think. Okay, they're only coming from here. I think the trick is probably just get an obelisk and a turret. Pump the juice. My main question is, I think we'll be fine. What happens when my towers get destroyed? I don't know. Okay, so more worms. Even more worms. I don't have enough. I'm gonna restart. I don't actually know if I need to restart. Do we ditch the sniper? I think we need it, though, for the pill. I think I'm gonna go for that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think just the extra firepower is gonna work. It's gonna have a second wave, but we'll be able to do some damage. I think we'll want the obelisks for slightly later. Okay, anything else? Nope. Enough juice. Ah. Just got enough juice. Yeah, they have just enough output that they can kind of handle the waves. Okay, and I don't want to spend more. Just in case the next wave is coming out of here as well. Looks like we're fine so far. Okay, so we've got less enemies, more of the spike dudes. Not really much I can do about this. Which is the most? Kind of none of them. Let's just get more. Wow. Okay, so that super didn't work. Okay. Yeah, that's rough. I at least appreciate that it gives me the opportunity to do this twice. How much is a mortar? Mortars are more expensive than a turret. No, I think we want the sniper. Okay. This time around, I'm going to do that. I think we're going to reserve that spot for a sniper. Yeah, this can probably still get destroyed. It's it's a possibility. I think we're fine. Okay, return the juice. We get all 8. Perfect. Probably just do that one for now. Don't have much else. And as soon as we're at 8, get a second one of these. Yeah, the main problem is this one's going to be taking more damage here. But so be it. Get the obelisk there. See if I have enough. Obelisk there. Okay, currently safe. Main fear is this is going to be bumping out some extra dudes. And that's going to be a bit painful. Wow, it really did just barf all of them simultaneously. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't actually go for my towers. Huh. Alright. Works. Or it didn't go for my central tower, it just went for the far one. Let's see. Okay, let's take a look at this. So the main trick is we've got some badniks coming through. This one's going to have a ton. And we want that to be somewhat well defended. I've got a couple of these big dudes. Try this for now. Yeah, hopefully the snipers are smart enough to go for the chunkers and chunkers instead. Ooh. Respawns after wave. Yeah, losing my sniper like that is rough. I think this ain't gonna work. I don't think the snipers are the call. I think we might just want a regular outpost. Mortars would be interesting, but they're really only useful on this one side. I don't have enough. Pump the juice. I'll just get another outpost to help. And we can replace them between waves, because we might actually want to have just a whole bunch of machine gunners here. Okay, get it back. That should be good. Banking on that tower being fine. There's both of them. Let's go here, get that obelisk down before they take that tower out. They might do it anyway. I guess the other alternative I could do is actually have 2 layers of obelisks. not the worst idea, because I could do an obelisk here and here. Only immediate problem is my DPS might be kind of bad. Okay, let's put that there. Another outpost. Yeah. I think that's the trick. The outpost is mostly a distraction. Okay, what do we think? I think secondary obelisks are the key.
Wow.
Pump the juice. I maybe should have gone for a defensive structure down here. Let's see if I have enough, because I'll probably start with an obelisk on this spot. Because yeah, the towers do a decent chunk of damage. Get another outpost here. We just need enough damage that we can kind of burn them down before they destroy all of the obelisks. Alright, another obelisk. Maybe I could have gotten away without these secondary obelisks here. Just gone for sheer DPS. Ooh. Okay. I think we're fine, actually. Oh, here comes the big lads. Shoot. Yeah, unfortunately, he's out of range of this one. I think we're fine, though. We're good. Yeah, just needed a couple of distraction points. And those basic towers aren't actually bad. They're reasonably strong. And this way I'll be able to have 4 towers. Alright, so what are our options here? So, feature, when you do not have enough juice, oh, you can do build scheduling. Overlooker does decent damage, can't target close by monsters. Sucks up juice, starting from the next wave. Generator attacks monsters. And then Boo Boo scares monsters away. It's okay. Oh, do I not have a choice? Yeah, so it looks like I gotta get build scheduling. Yep. Okay, Porcupine. Tiny monsters invade, but juice is tight, so think carefully. Alright. These aren't the smallest. Okay, holy smokes, this is a bigger map. Okay, so we're up against peas, hounds, and worms. We want the spitters. Recommending outpost. Oh, yeah, because there's barely any juice on the whole map. Okay.
Wow.
See why outposts are recommended. I mean, it is an option. I might wait at this point. Currently, these things aren't really getting past my most basic towers. So I can probably just chill. Let's see. I don't think this is a really good map for snipers, to be entirely honest. Or, not snipers. It's definitely not a good map for slowers. Ooh, boy. Alright. I think that'll have to do for now. Because, yeah, the basic towers are cheap, and they've got decent range, so they should be good at taking out the basic guys. I think once we have a little bit more coverage and oomph, I might look into replacing the bottom-most towers with a pair of snipers, maybe. Yeah, definitely not a good map for slowers, not a good map for mortars. There's almost no bunch points. This is pure just, they're coming at me. This is why I want the snipers. The damage isn't too bad, yet. It'll get there. I don't think they're going to do enough damage, so I'm probably just going to wait. Okay, so let's... Oh. Reconsider. This is the final wave. There's no chunkers. Like, nothing big. Only worm. I'm gonna sell everything that we've got for the moment. Because I didn't bring any obelisks, and maybe I could have. Given the situation. Because this would have been a possibly good spot for it. Maybe. I don't really know. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. They're actually going for these up here. Well, it's really just a numbers game at this point. In retrospect, the mortars could have actually been quite good. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think actually I would have gone for mortars. Well, I will go after mortars. Or, actually, no, we live. I forgot my main tower explodes when it's done. Or when it's lost its shield. Which is actually really good against those little guys. So, pulled it off. Alright. So, Overlooker, yeah, I can't get the juicer yet. So we're still kind of... It still feels like we're very much in a prologue state. I know you can upgrade towers, but I guess that's something for later. Large groups of monsters swing into the area. Sure. Alright. So, swarmers, peas, sticks. Well, sure, we can grab the Overlooker. Oh, Sentinel, immensely healthy, slow spheres, do heavy damage. We want the slower. Still gonna say... Turret. Do we want mortar, or do we want sniper? probably going to go with that. Here's the question. What's the range of an overlooker? Pretty good. Looks like we do have multiple spawn points. And it looks like they're doing a lot of loopy business here. Well, I can definitely see the merits of the overlooker.
Wow.
I think for this other point, I'll probably just do a Spitfire there. Here we have just enough. I do really appreciate that resources are gained entirely due to, yep, decent damage, decent fire rate. But resources are entirely gained over time. It's not like, yeah, I don't know if a slower was actually the call there. Let's probably just start scheduling things. Should be good enough for most. The damage is pretty good. What about this one? Oh, can I only schedule one tower at a time? Oh, I can. I don't know if we want it there then. I don't know. I mean, given everything in the moment, we should get a turret down. It's still able to do a decent amount there. Probably just get the overlookers down. I think, yeah, let's probably just spread a bunch of overlookers out and about. Because it's clear that this is a map. This map is a demonstration of their capabilities. Which actually is pretty impressive. Like, they're good at taking out sticks. And I like the limitation that they can't shoot near them. I don't know, that just, it makes sense. Should be good. I really like this music. I mean, I'm a sucker for metronomes. I don't know why. But anything that is like vaguely metronomish, I'm just like, I'm jamming. Oh, I can walk through the rocky parts, but they can't path through it. That's actually very clever. I like that. It does kind of feel like a mortar could have fit in some of these spots, but eh. Okay, what do we do? Big chunkers coming through. Here's a question. What's the range on a sniper? Not good enough to really be worth it here. It's your range. Not great. I think that'll have to do. We want to get a slower here just to slow down this so that my towers aren't overly overwhelmed. Oop, not a turret. Now they're slower. And get a turret there. That actually probably would have been a better spot for a turret than over here. Oh well. I'm mostly just gonna have to hope that the overlookers can take out the big guys. Those are peas. Ouch. Actually, this is a good spot for another overlooker, in retrospect. If we yeah, we have just enough. There comes the big guy. Because the thing is, yeah, I can only shoot at things that are far away from it, but there's enough targets in this area that it'll always have something to shoot at. I think if I were to do anything, I'd probably replace the Spitfires with a mortar at this point, but even then, I think we're comfortable. Because, yeah, the big chunkers are going to have to go through hell to get to my base. And it's really these two that are the big concern, because they're so clumped up together. But this one's going to be soft by the time it even gets to the Spitfire, if it does. I don't think it's going to. So I think we're comfy. I'm actually bobbing my head a little bit. I could turn on the Wanderbot that bobs around when I talk. I don't think it would really fit the metronome for this game, though. But yeah, it's a very simple soundtrack, but it works extremely well. Oh yeah, I do have to click them. And that gets me 3. And so now I can harvest extra juice, which is probably going to be tricky. Juicer sucks up juice, starting for the next wave. Generator attracts most monsters, so something else to defend, but probably useful. Alright, let's take a look at this one. Pomegranate. Fragile monsters rage when you harvest their juice. What are we looking at? I don't know if I recognize this unit type. Drip. Monster. Attacks juice generators. Fragile, but quick and does decent damage. Shows up in large numbers. Okay, so these parts with the white are juice generators. Well, definitely starting with that. So what do we have? Move straight to base camp. Sentinel, immensely healthy. Slow spheres do heavy damage. Beams, so it's the sticks, and then drips. So we probably want turrets. I think we want overlookers. Slowers. Maybe slowers? And mortars. Oh, because a generator does not count against my tower limitation. That's actually really nice. Ooh, tricky. I didn't even notice this is another juicer here. Ooh. So how do we want to do this? Not the best areas. I guess the main question is, would that be enough? And is it worth it? Juicer there. Turret there. Slower here. Let's give that a shot. Okay, the damage is looking pretty good. Maybe I could have swapped that for something with a little bit more range. In fact, actually looking at this, probably would have benefited from snipers. More than anything else. Well, let's get another juicer down. Because if they can hold off that, oof. Maybe is fine. Stick is tricky. Okay, let's just do that. Oh, I should probably swap this for a bombard. Well, if we were to do this again, we'd probably go for snipers and a mortar. Yeah, we gotta restart this one. Okay. Because that lower one has to be a mortar. Okay. Let's see. Put this down. Seems like it remembers my tower selection. Oh. But we don't want it to remember my tower selection because we want to swap it out. I love the overlook towers, but this map does not have good overlook tower spots. So let's swap those out for a sniper. I think everything else is golden. And yeah, we might as well have my first juicer here. Yeah, I think this worked. Okay, then we get it slower. And then the mortar will be aimed straight into the juicer. Perfect. And we might not need more than this. That's looking mostly good. Because yeah, they're all going to get caught up there. And if we're lucky, they'll just be this kind of big mass that gets blown up. This finishes them off. And we can focus on juice generation and snipers for the bigger guys. Let's see. I think I'm just going to put a sniper there. Just see what happens. Because yeah, it's a bigger group. Perfect. Get another juice generator. We might have to worry about some sticks getting through. Yeah, it's looking great. Let's just get snipers down. They can handle the sticks. And then once that sniper is done, maybe I'll put something else here as just an additional layer of defense. But I think the mortar is just good enough. Okay, there's the stick. Oh. Okay, so we do actually want that additional layer of defense. Okay, it's fine. We lost the juice generator, but it wasn't really much of an issue. So in that case, we want snipers here that can actively take out the big guys. Because currently this doesn't do a whole lot of group damage. Unfortunately, I can't get the snipers to aim at any of the big guys. This is tricky. I think we lose. Damn. Yeah, we held on for a little while. I think part of it is the snipers weren't good enough and they were kind of expensive. I also did put the snipers in a bad spot. What would I swap out? I don't think I swap anything out. I think I just leave the snipers for later. And we want to focus our defenses starting from the first and going down, largely because Starting from the first and going down, largely because we're going to want to have them hit here, then kind of go down the line. And so I think I'll still want a sniper here. Probably put it here. Ignore these two spots for now. Maybe put a slower there? Hard to say. Slower with a mortar or two. Okay, let's get that mortar down. And right, we need the juicers because we need the money. Once those are in, yeah, this is still looking pretty decent. Yeah, so once that's in, then we get the sniper there. Because our big issue is we had one surviving stick that was able to do an immeasurable amount of damage to this thing. And so having a sniper pointed in that general direction is probably going to save us the most amount of grief. Yeah, so we get a slower there. This might be a situation where we just get a pair of mortars pointed in this direction. Okay, sniper worked. The generator might still get punched. But it's not as likely. Let's get a mortar. And a Spitfire. Alright. Because we have to operate under the assumption that this is going to get broken. The main problem is the stick is no longer a singular entity. So it's not as likely to get sniped here. Which is an issue. And so, more the goal is to delay as long as possible. The only immediate problem is my defenses there aren't really going to last. I am honestly a bit flummoxed. We survived. What? Okay. Going to sell that. Secondary mortar, maybe? I don't really know what to do. Okay, they've already finished that. Yeah, the extra mortars here should help the numbers a little bit. We'll see what happens. At least we're on the final wave. So maybe we'll be okay. I think that double mortar setup seems to have worked. It's definitely keeping them soft. Okay, we've got one big chunkus that managed to get through and do a decent chunk of damage. Yeah, how much more do we have left? No, actually, that's it. All right, we're good. Yeah, weirdly smoother than the previous wave, but hey, a win is a win. Doesn't matter how much damage we took in the meantime, as long as victory was achieved. Okay, so I could play very different waves of monsters in the same worlds. Or Boo-Boo, scares monsters away. I really don't care for that one. So what does this require? Unlocking scenarios. So if I check this, yes. Okay, so we can get other stuff if we want to. What I'm looking for... Yeah, pick 5 towers. I mean, we'll want to do this. I remember the previous demo, you could actually upgrade stuff. Convenient located towers against inconvenient monsters. I like the sounds of that. Not the most convenient setup. Alright, so what are we up against? Worms, spikes, beams, peas. Call that it. Okay, we do... I see. I like overlookers. I'd like to get a juicer, but we don't have enough juice. And do we have another income structure? No, so that's our only juicer. Okay. I think I'm just gonna have to do that for now. Kind of use my central tower as bait. And it's fine, they're not doing that much damage, and my main base should hold them off. I don't know if that's going to be that good. I don't know if that's going to be that good. Now that one got attacked. Because that should have enough oomph, maybe. I think the real problem is I should have gone for the slowers. I don't think I'm going to use the defense. Unless we get attacked on that southern section. Okay, that should give us a lot more firepower where we need it. Yeah, I think I should have gotten the obelisk down first. Well, there they go. As long as they all clump up, it's not so bad. Let's see. What else can I get? Not much. I think the outposts were a bad idea, too. Probably just get another turret. I don't know. Let's just go sloppy. Yeah, part of the problem is a lot of my defenses. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of my defenses can't simply be centralized. Okay, so we're just gonna split that up a little bit. Well, top is holding. I don't know. This was scuffed. Not strictly, like, the worst performance so far, which is kind of a shock, but... yeah, like, the sticks up here are kind of a doozy. Now, but they still get burnt down pretty quick. Weirdly enough, actually one of the easier fights, even if it looked like it was going to be bad. I don't know, man. Things just happen. Did we not pick it up? Silly as the feedback is, I wish just walking near those would pick them up for me. Just because. Okay, so what is this one? 5 towers. Extremely helpful. Very worth it. Okay. So where can I go next? Unlocking Dome Storm. Okay. So we've already done that one. Do we want to do some of the alt scenarios? Right from the get-go? Sure. Monsters' varying behaviors climb uphill, potentially rough night ahead. Sure. Ah, so this one again. Yeah, no generator spots here. Yeah, the main problem is attacks all towers is tricky. I think I'll go with that. Okay, so we've got a couple of big guys, and then the worms. The worms are the big consideration, because they're going to throw some rough patches into my setup. Because I could do like an obelisk here with a mortar just to try and blast them before they get in. And then we just do the usual slow spam and snipers. Because the thing is... Oh, this isn't going to work the way I want it to, though. The mortar is going to be shooting at other things, I think. Maybe not. Maybe the mortar's smart enough. Okay, good. The mortar absolutely will go for the big chunkies. Okay. Gonna hurt a smidge. There we go. Just slow her down. I guess I should have put the other sniper here. Oh well. And do I want a mortar here? Probably. Okay, so we've got 15 of the other big guys. Because one option I do have is instead of sniper down low. Let's move this back sniper at the very least. I don't think there's much I can do about this, to be honest. Yeah, one thing I could do. That isn't gonna work. I think we just slow him down. Luckily, my mortars seem to be working reasonably well here. Let's get another mortar up in this spot, just because. Yeah, the attackers aren't destroying that obelisk particularly fast. And so if they just remain hung up there, well, this shoots at them. I'm so glad. I'm so glad my towers prioritize the attackers first and foremost. That has made so much of this just infinitely easier for me. I don't know, just get more snipers? I think so. I don't think we need too much immediate firepower. So I might want to consider putting a Spitfire and another slower up in this mix. These the big guys just gonna eat all of my sniper fire. Yeah, it goes down easy. Just have to wait for them to charge. Oh, they are slow. Alright. So what is this looking like? Shit ton of worms. I think we're fine though. I think instead of that sniper, I'm going to build that there and the slower here. Because we might have to worry about the attackers getting past the obelisk at some point. They are chunking it down kind of fast. Yeah, this is a concern. They're going to be ripping through a lot of my slowers. That's a lot. This is a problem. I guess the one thing I could have considered was swapping some of this. Oh! The attackers don't go for slowers. That's massive, actually. I am very glad for that. I think I did see that symbol earlier, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but now that I know how it works and what it means, it's like, oh, okay. So I can actually slow the attackers without having to worry as much. Oh. Well, that worked out mostly smoothly. Oh, we got one big dude left. Not enough juice for that one sniper, but we didn't need it. I like the alternate scenarios. Good way of making use. Ooh. Making use of old maps that we haven't, or, you know, that you might otherwise be done with. Gives you a reason to do more. What is that thing? Monster, Spitter. Spits out more monsters, making it a high priority target. Very robust. No kidding. Wait. Okay. So what do we have? Explode on arrival. Doing massive damage. So we want sniper, we want that. We want slower, we want that. And I'm gonna try the overlooker, maybe. There's a couple of spots where the overlooker would be awesome. Okay. Oh. No, I think we'll be fine. I might have to rethink this. Somehow. Yeah, I have no way of doing damage to those. I think I'm going to give up on this one. Come back later. I think we might need other towers or something to be able to beat that. Maybe I could beat it with my current lineup. There are options. Yeah. Still the boo-boo, but I really don't want to invest my points in that direction. Might be requisite, though. Okay, keeps resist. Hard without more unlocked towers and upgrades. Pure and... okay. Once they've entered the ring, it's over. Okay. Oh. I see what they mean. Yeah, the problem is these are all aggressors. So I could do a pair of obelisks. Looks like they're only coming from two sides, which makes spots like this extremely confusing to me. I guess I could just fill it with snipers, but it's not like there's mazing yet. I want to take a look at that boo-boo again. Does it routinely scare them, or does it scare them around it? Monsters can only be scared once. Okay, so it doesn't do what I think it does. Well, do we unlock it anyway? Or we break the game. That's a new one. Okay, yeah. Looks like we lost nothing on the crash. And we're good to go. So, I guess what are we up against on this map? Beams, Sparkies, okay. I went with the Overlookers, but I don't think I needed it. I'll go for the Obelisk. I'll probably want it. Okay, I only have 10. Which is tricky. Probably start with that. No idea if that's going to work. That's a big group, though. Alright, works out. Because, yeah, if the mortar can just take out the entire crew, then we have less to worry about. Okay, this is more than the mortar can handle in one shot. But the mortar's got enough health that it can probably take one salvo. 58 of them. That's a ton. Oh. That's interesting and problematic. Okay, they are getting slowed. Oh, shoot. There we go. We're good. Get that before it takes out my base. So far, so something. They're going down like popcorn, which is good. Alright, more attackers heading this direction. I'm thinking a second mortar might not be a bad idea. And this one scares me. I'm going to sell this for another one of these. Let's get a slower here. Call that good enough. Probably go for a sniper next. Top scares me. Yeah, didn't work. Like, if we have more coming through out of this portal, we're in trouble. We might be able to weather this for now. Okay. I think we pulled it off. We lost our shield, though, so I can't do that again. Okay. Probably just get an obelisk there. Nice and chunky. That's got enough range. That's got enough range. Sniper in the mix. Sell this for a mortar. And then probably another sniper in the mix. I'll put it back a little bit just in case they get through. Yeah, the main problem is we don't have a very good way of taking out the eye drop guys. And so they present a bit of an existential threat, just because my mortars don't do quite enough damage to take them out. I'll just get another Spitfire. Alright, so far, actually decent. I think if I were to do anything, I'd probably replace the slower with another obelisk. Alright, we got it. Actually, that wasn't too bad. It is interesting playing one of these and having my towers as sacrificial pawns. I'm not used to that exactly. But it's nice. I also really appreciate how short the levels are. It's like 5 minutes to complete any of them. Okay. So ignored by all monsters. And scares away nearby monsters. So we can scoot over here now. Which gets me access to whatever this is. Tower with plenty of health also generates a small amount of juice, attracting nearly all monsters. And increases the upgrade option to increase the amount of juice generated by generators such as the juicer. Must be an upgrade. Yeah, upgrade option for existent towers. Okay, I think at this point this is actually a very good stopping point. We've seen a lot, we've done a lot, and while there's a fair bit left to go, I don't necessarily know what's on the other side of that teleporter, that big teleporter thing. Either it's a second act or it's like the real game. Hard to say. I think the one small, I don't know if I want to call it a gripe yet, but I really want to be able to upgrade my towers early. I like the idea of having extra towers like the Boo Boo or some other things, and like the well upgrade that is over here. The well tower over here actually seems like it could be a lot of fun. Plenty of health that generates a tiny amount of juice. I feel like that would be a very good way of pulling enemies off of their general path and slowing them down a little bit and potentially delaying them and making them take more damage. Stuff like that's good, but I'd really like to be able to upgrade, say, my basic tower so it does just a little bit more. We know for a fact that those upgrades are available, considering you can upgrade juice towers here, increase juice sucking. So hopefully it's one of those that, like, these little upgrade points offer more power-ups from my pre-existing towers, and it's something I need to work towards. I wish I got access to that maybe a little bit sooner. Namely, from a perspective of, like, I like having all those options, and the later I get those options, the less it feels like they're options to me and more kind of just planned out. And I think it works. I think this is a very good slow tutorial in terms of, like, teaching you all the mechanics, getting you used to every single structure and tower and all of their unique effects, as well as, you know, similarly with all of the different monsters, like, oh, this one does this one does that. Be aware of the rage monsters. You really have to path around those. And so it really did feel like I was starting to learn how to manage each and every different enemy type, which I think is good. I just wish there was maybe a little bit more lateral width for unlocks and, like, tower upgrades and whatnot, purely from the perspective of, like, I don't know, I just want to play around a little bit more, like, respec, like, oh, this isn't working. You know, I don't need obelisk towers, let's just turn that off entirely and go get some upgrades maybe. And see if I can make my, like, mortars better. And it's like, oh yeah, that works. You know, that solves that problem. Next fight, oh, it's nothing but really big chunkers? I don't benefit from the mortars at all. Let's go hard snipers and figure that out. But I also recognize that that's probably something we get to later on. So maybe I'm just being a little greedy, it's hard to tell. But otherwise, I love the aesthetic for this. I love the music. I would love to see, like, a couple of variations on the battle song. If only because, much as I like that metronome song that plays during every level, I could see that wearing on me by the end of, like, a full playthrough of this game. And so, a little bit more music would go a very long way. Especially because I want to hear more variations of that song. Or different songs entirely, because it's a good bop and I want to listen to more. And I think that's kind of it, is that I really, really, really like everything presented here. I just want more. Luckily, the game is currently in a demo state, so it's still got some time, and yeah, it's still got time to cook. I think it's specifically coming out, when is it? It was April 2025. So we've still got 2 months before this game is officially out. And so yeah, a little bit more time just putting in the, you know, getting some extra songs, maybe adding some more towers, upgrade levels, or just switching around the level layout, I think is going to make a major difference. Maybe, we'll see. But as far as like demos go, the jump in quality from the previous demo to this one is very impressive, and I truly cannot wait to sink my teeth into this one when it's actually properly out. So I might as well mention once again that if you want to play the demo yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It'll take you to the Steam page. I don't know how long the demo's sticking around for, but it, as far as I know, is going to be fairly beefy. So stick your teeth into it and maybe give the devs some feedback. Play every level, so you can get further than me. I bet you can. But I guess with that, I should probably say a very quick thank you to the developers for reaching out and sponsoring this video. As far as I can tell, it's just like 3 different developers that work together, no like specific studio name, which is kind of neat. I like it when devs work together kind of on like a game-by-game basis. It's just like, and it just feels collaborative to me. But I guess with all of that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.